What's up, games and gamers? This is JC here, coming to you with an honest review about a controller I've been using for a little while. And yeah, let's get into it. First off, this controller is the Fusion, and it's brought to you from PowerA, so it is a third-party controller. And yeah, I did get it from Gamestop, $49.99 at that time. Right now, it's actually only, I think, $30 on Amazon. I'll post the links below in the video comments, and then a little bit of the description of the controller. So, let's get into the unboxing kind of. I've already kind of taken it apart, but it does come with the stylish film that you open up, and it does come with this nice oversee. So when you do pop it out, it pops out like that, so you can put it back together. Comes with the booklet for the instructions, but you really don't need them. And then it comes looking like this. So it does come in a nice box, and I'll tell you that it's pretty fancy for a cheaper controller. And this is what's supposed to challenge the Elite controller. And I'll get into that a little bit later, but this is the big daddy of them all. This is one of my favorite features, is it comes with detachable buttons. And if you see, you open them up and you get those crux ones with the overlay like the PlayStation controllers. And then it gives you smaller analogs. We'll look at them pretty close there. I know it's hard to see them. And then it gives you another set that's on the controller, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. All in all, I do like the amount of stuff that it gives you for how much it is, and especially for the price point on these. Going back to $30, yeah, that's pretty good. Now, going into the controller's performance, let's talk about that first off. It's a USB, it's a wired controller, so on wired controllers, I feel the response time is better than wireless controllers because there's no other interference. It's going directly from USB to the wire to the system. So I always urge you to use, especially if you're playing competitively, to use a wired controller. That's the reason I found this controller and the reason I got it. So if you're hooking up like the Xbox wireless controllers, you want to do that. Did a previous video on how to remove the rumble packs from them. And I did that because the controller was a little bit too heavy and I gained quite a bit. So yeah, I did that. So if you want that, that'll be down below as well. But let's get back into this controller. So here's the controller. Let's look at this. So as you can see, it has that one LED right here. It doesn't light up the Xbox button, which I kind of miss. I love that light up Xbox button. And then of course you got your normal buttons there. And then here's the trigger locks. It got that little gold finish there, kind of like that. It is a braided controller wire, and that's awesome because I destroy these things. I don't know if you're like me, but I destroy them. And then on the back, we'll give this a little look here. So if you can see, it's got two paddle bumper buttons right here that sit on the controller while you're doing this. That's pretty awesome. Bottom, you got the little 3.5. And then, as you can just see what happened, this is one of my favorite parts. These detachable buttons like this. So pretty much what you do to put them on, lay it flat like this, push, and then you push down, and it's already locked. So just like that, and then you can mix and match on all these. So to get the mapping right, you hold this button right here, and then you push whatever button that you want to map, and then you map it to it. So it helps you map buttons on the go. Like if you, like me, and you need to map them pretty well, that's how I map them on the fly. Like especially playing Call of Duty or something like that, and I need to remap a button because I need a melee or something different. Pretty much that helps out with the scuff controls. As far as the D-pad goes, it is not interchangeable, but it is that gold again, and I really like that. My only qualm with the buttons for the start and select is they're not light up, they're no LED, and you really can't see them too well. So when you're trying to get to a menu button fast, like I pull up my K to D constantly so I can see who and where the leaderboards are at and the map as well. It kind of gets tiresome because you have a hard time hitting it, and then you hit the middle button. And anybody knows when you're gaming live and you hit that middle button, it just creates panic for a little bit. So yeah, as far as accessibilities and accessories, you can actually accessorize this controller from the PowerA website. You can actually buy rubber grips versus these plastic, and all it is three little Phillips screwdrivers, screw heads. So that's pretty awesome, to be honest with you. They're quick to take apart. They're pretty easy to clean. All in all, for a $30 controller, it's pretty good. I did feel it was a little cheaply made, like the plastic on it feels a little cheap, but as soon as you replace the rubber grips on them, it feels like a premium controller instantly. Other than that, The button responses, the clickiness, everything is really good, and it stands up to the Elite controller in my eyes. Versus spending $139, I think it is, it went down a little bit in price, versus the $30 that you would spend on this now. This is a much better product for what you get. The controller doesn't feel as expensive, but if I'm going to be a budget gamer and I'm going to budget with that, I'm going to get this. There's some other controllers that I'll review later, but this is the one to go with if you want a wired controller that's interchangeable and has button mapping. Pretty much you get that scuff feeling. Last but not least, I wanted to go over one more feature, and it does have the locks. So if you hit the locks, it locks up the top triggers. For some precision gaming, really it doesn't have a whole lot. It does have haptic feedback, and the rumble's just fine. Other than that, if you like this, please leave a like below. Subscribe to these because there will be more of these, as I promised earlier. Have a great day, and peace out.